Teleport and then teleport back.
Oh, and then you can walk down.
Yes.
Oh, that should have been obvious. That's the key card.
Okay, well.
Wow, let's just pretend I found it on my own.
Welcome back to Digi Bros. I'm going to leave that bit in where we just looked up where the key card was and felt incredibly stupid.
That's not what happened at all. I found it on my own with my
In fairness,
intellect.
that's the kind of puzzle you'd have to be thinking in order to solve, I think, which we have not been doing while playing this game. So at the end of the last episode, you kind of teased that we wanted to talk about biggest problem in the universe and what happened, and what's gone on with it. It's been a fucking ride, because the show ended, and the hosts had basically they had a falling out.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to understand that, I think.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I was like looking back on it. I'm like, this didn't surprise. Like the fact that it happened didn't surprise me.
It was just that it came out of nowhere.
The suddenness that it happened surprised me. And I was talking to the chat guys. I was like, back in the early days of Biggest Problem in the Universe, Dick and Maddox would tell stories about parties they both went to.
Yeah.
Right? Like they would tell these stories about them hanging out, like the oranges party, where he threw the orange at the cups and they all blew away, right? Later in the show, you would hear Dick ask Maddox about what's going on with him, like he had not hung out with him at all in months, where there's parts where he's like, there's one time he literally said we only see each other when we do these shows, and I was like, well, I always had the impression that they were good friends in the beginning, but as the show goes on, you can clearly tell they're getting more and more fed up with each other, and some of the arguments got stupid. There's one, as Devu was pointing out, in one of the later episodes, they had an argument about the what was it? It's the job lynch mob.
Yeah.
And Dick was trying to make a great point about it, and Maddox just kept cutting him off, not letting him get to the point. And you could tell that Dick was just what the this is fucking stupid.
And the whole fucking libertarian.
That was a little earlier than that, but
diatribe. But that's when I started to feel like it was Yeah. It was all the political ones.
It just got to a point where obviously they weren't really friends anymore. And they would get into these arguments, and I don't think Dick enjoyed the arguments with Maddox, because Maddox would get so fucking up his ass about every little thing and not even let him get his point out, So, I understand why they were fighting. And Dick has said that, for a long time, everyone thought it was going to happen because he would complain about the show all the time.
Yeah.
He'd complain about how much of an asshole Maddox was and stuff like that, and all this shit.
Maddox is an asshole,
and he can go fuck himself. But I think it was this was obviously gonna happen, but it's just the fact that there was obviously some kind of creative difference between Dick and Maddox. Dick did something Maddox didn't like, clearly.
Yeah.
And then they broke up the show immediately. And Maddox doesn't want to talk about it. And it's making it weird. Yeah. Because whereas Dick has just been we had this great show, we had some irreconcilable differences, and we split the show up. Cool, that's easy enough to... I don't need to know exactly what happened. I don't
Especially
care.
because it's pretty easy to guess that Maddox is a fucking asshole.
Right, well, I mean, I think it's probably
happened.
I think it's probably Dick's fault. I think what happened was that Dick, I think that they were going to do an episode where Maddox wasn't going to be there for a week. Dick wanted to do a show by himself, and Maddox wouldn't let him. And then I think, because he's hinted at that in his Reddit posts and stuff, and I think that Dick probably did something go to Mexico instead of recording the show for a weekend, or just did something that Maddox would consider unprofessional.
Yes.
And that's why they broke up the show. Because the way that Maddox is phrasing it, because the only thing he said about it is that he's trying to protect Dick. He said he doesn't want to say what happened because it would damage Dick's reputation personally and professionally.
Yep.
And Dick's like, what the fuck does that mean? Because that makes it sound like I did something terrible, He won't reveal exactly what he did because then it wouldn't be funny anymore.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't be able to speculate about it. Because it obviously isn't a big deal.
No.
I think he just did something.
And maybe He fucked an intern.
I doubt it. I think he did some. They don't have interns.
I don't fucking know. It always seems like there's a bunch of people involved.
No, I think Dick just like skipped out on a show and didn't warn Maddox or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, just did something that Maddox would consider unprofessional. And Maddox, because he takes himself very seriously as the professional guy, that everything he does is super professional and that like he has this extremely protective reputation. And I think that he thinks that if he, you know, that would be massively damaging to Dick's reputation if people knew that he just was unprofessional about something, you know, that no one's going to want to work with him because he'll walk out on your podcast or something like that. I could easily see that being something that Maddox thinks will damage your professional and personal reputation, whereas Dick does not give a fuck about that.
Yes.
I mean, his whole reputation is that he's a fuck-up, that he's a drunken madman, you know, like, that's what he's known for, that's his character. So, like, I really think that's my theory. If I'm throwing my theory into the hat, it's that Dick just kind of didn't show up and didn't warn him and said fuck you. You know, he was probably drunk. He probably did it in an asshole way, but I think he just skipped out on a show and then he went, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, or he just quit all at once because he just was sick of it. You know, and they both made their own shows, which Maddox was already planning to launch this other show anyways.
Yes.
But the way Maddox has handled it is to be a total dick because he rerouted the RSS feed for Biggest Problem to his new podcast.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And then shut down the Biggest Problem website, so the whole show is gone.
I mean, it's there now.
No, Dick has it.
Oh, so he put that back up.
Yeah, it's... If you go to biggest.thedickshow.com, then the whole Biggest Problem website is there. But if you go to the website itself, it's just a playlist of the episodes,
just the episodes,
but with none of the legacy intact.
I see.
There's none of the upvotes and downvotes or anything.
Wow.
It's just the SoundCloud playlist because it's, you know, it's not anywhere else. Like the episodes aren't being hosted on that website. It's just a SoundCloud playlist.
This fucking Pidgey, man. What I keep fucking missing.
The site that actually hosts the episodes and has an RSS feed is now on Dick's website.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just took all that down and then blocked Dick on Twitter and won't respond to any of his emails.
God.
Total dick bag.
Yes.
Right? Like, just handling it the worst possible way. And in a weird, abnormal person way, which just feeds into my, like, he doesn't understand how to be social with humans because his ideas of what is, like, good and bad is so weird and warped, you know? He has his own version of what people are supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
But yeah.
That's probably true. His own perceptions of what he thinks people should be like and how they should think.
But there's this video that he put out, and I considered this Nate, because the reason Nate was disagreeing with me is that he didn't think this came through in this video at all, but I considered this video to be my, like, linchpin moment, because it's where I got to see Maddox talking as I think he normally talks to, like, another person, because he put out a video with this guy who was the guest on episode 3 of his show.
I see.
And it was, like, it was on that guy's channel, and the idea of the video is that the guy has,
Am I fighting my rival right now or something?
Yes, you didn't realize that at all?
No, I had no idea.
He talked to you before you started, and he had a totally different character
type. Did I
type.
zone out?
Yes.
I'm like, oh, who the fuck's got a Venusaur? What the hell is this shit?
You're fighting your rival.
Fight my fucking rival. I'm asleep. Fuck.
Yes.
Should have used an awakening.
Probably been asleep for a couple turns.
I thought I was confused.
Anyway.
I certainly was confused.
Yes, you are
I
very
scared
confused.
and became confused.
You're not even talking, and you're fucking up horribly.
This game
incredible.
Fries my brain, dude. It's the same as it was. I was scared and became confused.
Anyways. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, in this video, he just put you right back to sleep.
Motherfucker!
Just switch him out.
But it's got flamethrower.
Someone else has an attack.
I need flamethrower. It's the only way.
He's definitely gonna kill you, dude.
I gotta use the boost.
Alright. Couldn't
use the boost!
None of those other guys fight?
Nah, dude, all those guys fucking blow. This is Dragonair, bro.
Well, he tried to use sleep powder again for some reason. I guess he figured out you were
He's
gonna
retarded
use
as
it
fuck.
But you didn't even use an awakening.
I didn't. I
were
used
still
a fucking
asleep.
hyper potion because I didn't want
I
to
know,
die.
and he somehow didn't realize.
He's fucking dumb as shit.
Anyway, this
Where'd
video
my full restores go?
by this other guy. I don't know. Do you have multiple bag things? Is it in one of the other ones?
There's gotta be an item bag. Hold on.
You obviously don't have.
I thought I
one.
had more than one because I just used one earlier. Whatever.
Anyway,
Fuck a duck.
fucking in this
I'm
fucking.
not even asleep.
Oh, well.
God
you are.
fucking damn it, you fucking douche. This is the worst. All he does is put me to sleep. Rah, Venusaur.
Let me finish this fucking story. Holy
Go
shit.
for it.
He's this video with this guy, and the guy is like, I'm going to like name. Like, he's like, you have a lot of things that make you angry. I'm gonna like play defense for those things, and no matter how stupid it is, I'm going to insist that it's great, and you're gonna argue against me, right? And he's like, so you know, it's a game, it's a gimmick.
Yes.
And Maddox is arguing with him, and like, Maddox is self-aware. You can tell that he is playing this up as a joke, that it's,
Yes.
you know, that he's playing along with this gag, and he's being funny. But the way he reacts, you can tell he is somehow getting legitimately just as angry as he would if the guy was actually, like, the joke is that the guy is holding these opinions when he doesn't really have them. But Maddox hearing someone say, like his first one's like milk chocolate. And he's like, milk chocolate's bullshit. And the guy's like, but milk chocolate's delicious. And he's like, there's not even any chocolate in it. And the guy's like, but it looks like chocolate. And Maddox, like, he has this moment of like he legitimately is mad that, like, because Maddox always gets mad about the same shit, and he stays exactly the same level of angry.
Yes.
He always has the same reaction to the same thing, which is
Fuck. Doesn't affect me.
a way that autistic people act, where they're always like, they get obsessed with something, and then they continually, you're like,
I put Venusaur to sleep!
Congratulations.
That was
Victor,
so
like,
funny
did,
to
like
me.
a whole pose over that.
This has amused me. If
But
only
it's just
Dragonair
like
were
a
awake!
Sleeping Dragonair?
Who else can hurt this guy?
I
Hard.
don't know. You've got two water Pokemon.
Doesn't, like, rock hurt?
No, he's weak to grass. He's not rock.
He's weak to ice and fire. That's what grass is weak to.
Yes.
I don't
Just
have a
keep
bird.
out, look at his grand.
A bird would probably
punish
help.
him down.
All he's got is grass attacks.
Yeah, but you did some damage, didn't you?
No. That was from Dragonair.
Anyway, you know, autistic people get obsessed with things, and they keep repeating the same things over and over and over again, and they always feel the same way about it. Like, there's no diminishing. And Maddox is still bringing up the Spider-Woman's ass
Why
thing.
was that super effective? Whatever.
Are you fucking listening to me
yeah,
at
go
all?
for it.
I really can't tell. I cannot tell if
Spider-Woman's
you're paying
ass!
attention. He still is in... do you get where I'm coming from? Do you get why that matters?
Yeah.
Spider-Woman's ass was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he still talks about
Oh, I
it
see.
like it just happened.
Yeah.
He still is like, oh, people got all thing about that thing, blah, 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 blah. And like, he'll talk about it like it's new when he made a video about it 2 years ago. Like, for me, like, when I make the same point twice, it's usually because I legitimately forgot that I made it before. Like, I'll make a video about something, and then it's like, it's done now. Like, I covered it. It's free, you know? Or maybe I'll make it, like, in a slightly different way. Like, make a different version of the point. But Maddox can just harp on about self-checkout lanes over and over and over again. Because he'll talk about it on Biggest Problem, and then he'll make a video about it saying the same thing, and there'll be a text version of the video that's basically the same thing as the video, but with some addendums. And then he'll make, like, he'll talk about it later and go on other people's shows saying the same shit about self-checkout lanes. We get it, you know? I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe I'm off base.
Well, he's
but
promoting his brand and his style on a like,
Right.
he goes on that guy's show, they don't know that he's already done that
Right.
a bunch of times, and so he's introducing himself.
and that's the thing. All of this is not to say that these are like no one of these things is like, wow, that's an autistic thing to do. It's all of it combined, you know? And that's why it was hard for me to explain to Nate, because, like, he's looking at this one video and he's like, I don't get how this is the linchpin at all. And I'm like, because you're not seeing the big picture like I am, where I've seen everything he's made, most of it twice, and when you look at all of it in combination, you're just like, Maddox, you're definitely out there, man. You're definitely, the way you perceive people in the world is a little off from normal people, you know? Maybe it's not even autism. Maybe he's just like crazy. I don't know.
He could just be fucking insane. That would.
But the
make
way
sense.
he acts is so like so many of his problems are like, you know, like autism problems.
Yes.
You know. And when I say, I always worry when I talk about something like this that people think I'm just like beating up on autistic people.
Yeah.
But like I relate to a lot of this.
Yes.
You know. Like I said, I've taken the Asperger's tests, and I have a lot of the weirder Asperger's traits, like not being able to look at bright lights, in like having lights in my peripheral vision drives me crazy. You know, I can't stand having open doors around me. I can't stand like certain scenarios. Like I don't like being in bright or loud rooms. You know, I can't stand being around like loud televisions and shit, which is all stuff that are symptoms of Asperger's.
Yeah.
And you know, and plenty of the social awkwardness stuff too. But like I said, I've like learned how to deal with that stuff, and I can deal with it. You know.
Lapras?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
This Lapras is what made Mumkey's like Nuzlocke. Like the Lapras basically killed the whole Elite Four. Lapras is fucking baller. Papa bless. Papa bless. That Lapras knows a move called, what's it called? It's the song.
Fucking
look at
Hell
it.
Song is the one that kills you and like.
Yes, it kills.
Yeah.
It kills them in 3 turns.
Yeah, that's
And
badass shit.
But
Shit.
it doesn't work if they switch that Pokemon out.
Yeah.
But if you use it on their last Pokemon, that Pokemon is fucking dead. You know?
Awesome.
And then you just switch Lapras
The
out to
Hell
someone
Song.
else, and you win. So it's a good way to finish off any major battle, which is Perish Song.
Itch.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's very good in a Nuzlocke because you know you just need to.
I want to use
Pokemon to
Lapras,
die.
man. Fuck yeah, because it's got Ice Beam, dude. I can use Ice Beam to fucking kill all the dragons, bro. Fuck dragons. Doesn't Lapras learn Ice Beam or something? Yeah.
Speaking of this autism conversation, there's a really great bit in one of her Mumkey's Let's Play shows, because he's been doing Pokemon Nuzlocks, and then he does a show with his friend Manimal, and they were playing through Shadowrun on the Super Nintendo, and at one point he makes Manimal, like he reads out questions for like a autism quiz to Manimal. He's like making him take it out on the spot, and like it was hilarious because Manimal clearly doesn't know anything on the subject.
Yes.
He doesn't know the first thing about what answers would make him autistic or not. And he's giving the most normie answers possible. Like, because he's a super jacked, like, big, normal guy who goes out and has friends and does normal things, you know? Like, you know, a little bit of an oddball personality because he hangs out with Mumkey and shit and is, like, a nerd, but, like, he's definitely mostly a normie. And he's giving all these super normie answers, but he's, like, all worried that it's going to turn out he has autism because he clearly doesn't know what it would be.
Yes.
So Mumkey, of course, is like playing it up and like, what if you're probably gonna have autism, right? And then, of course, he doesn't at all. He like scores extremely low. But then Mumkey, as he's taking the test, he's like, you know, my answers are very different for a lot of these. He's like, I wonder if I have autism.
Jesus.
Like he had this slow realization that like most of the obviously autistic sounding answers were the ones he would have picked, and he was like, oh god. And then he also diagnoses Elliot Rodger with it. You know who Elliot Rodger is? He is the guy who shot up a bunch of people a couple years ago because he couldn't get laid.
I see.
Did you hear about that guy?
No.
That's
pretty awful.
It was a few years back. This guy, like, he was like a 4chaner, and he had a YouTube channel where he would make all these videos about how women won't fuck him and therefore women are all terrible. And then he shot a bunch of people.
Jesus.
And he had written a like autobiography, like manifesto beforehand, and Mumkey did a full-on audiobook of his manifesto.
Oh my god.
Like fucking 14 hours or some shit of this fucking full-length novel of Elliot Rodger detailing his life. And because he had read that as he was taking this autism quiz, he was like, oh my god, if I took this for Elliot Rodger, like, he clearly has autism. I'm like, yeah, that's not too surprising. Man is obsessed with the idea that women won't fuck him and therefore kills a bunch of people.
Jesus. That's awful.
Yeah. He was like, it's weird because he was like a pretty good-looking guy, and he like would say so. Like he really was like super full of himself and thought he was like amazing.
That supported his insanity because he doesn't understand why he's not getting laid.
Yeah, that was basically his thing. Is that he thought he was perfect because he had money and good looks, but he didn't know how to talk to women.
Jesus.
So he was always saying like, I'm so great. How come women don't like me? Like I don't understand why they won't fuck me if I'm so beautiful and I have so much money. Like
Well, you just fucking pay for a prostitute, dude. If you're that fucking desperate, you're gonna murder people.
He called it the Day of Reckoning when he shot all these people.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, most people who kill people have some kind of mental instability.
Most people who kill people are
mentally unstable.
On the spectrum.
Well, yeah, we're all on the spectrum.
We're all on the spectrum.
We're all on
Neater
the spectrum,
queen.
dude.
Oh, that's a neato queen.
Is my obsession with autism autistic in itself?
I don't know, it's just really interesting.
It is really interesting.
It's pretty cool.
To me, anyways. It's just such a weird thing to talk about because there's so much information going in different directions.
Yes.
And I feel like everyone thinks they know more than everyone else.
Yeah.
Because every time I talk about autism, someone will correct me on something I said, but usually their correction is something that I've seen disputed.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think there's enough, like, clear information that is, like, definitely scientifically proven. And also the information on it keeps changing all the time.
Yes.
Where, like, at some point it turned into a spectrum.
Yeah.
It used to just be you either had autism or you didn't. But now that we recognize that as a spectrum,
boy or girl,
you can apply it to so many different people. And, like, because when I read about it, by the way, you beat Giovanni, good job.
Hey, what a bitch.
When I first read about autism, I remember reading specifically that it's almost never diagnosed in Japan, which is crazy because there's a fuckload of autistic people in Japan.
Yeah.
I know that, but they don't know that because mental illness isn't treated quite the same way in Japan as it is here. It's not something that people, I don't think it's like, and I meant treated as in like handled, but also I mean treated. You know, like, I don't think mental health is handled in the same way, and I don't think as many people are diagnosed with stuff because it's just kind of seen as you're weird, you know, which is how it used to be everywhere. Like, it used to be that you were just a weird guy, not that you had a mental difference, you know, between you and other people. And I think it's not yet really recognized in Japan when there's so many anime that are so clearly about autism.
Every fucking sports anime is about a fucking Spurglord. I was ranting this to you about it to you earlier, but I feel like I've already had that discussion on the show before about fucking Haikyuu or something. So I don't want to fucking go on about that, but every fucking sports anime.
He was like
he
was like a normie kid.
No, he's totally Spurgy. He's the same character. It's always some Spurgy dipshit who's also some sort of prodigy of determination, and it's Onada from Yoapeta, Spurgy dipshit. Kid from Haikyuu, fucking spurged out dipshit. Now they got this soccer anime with another fucking spurgy dipshit, man. They're all the same character, and it's obnoxious. And they become less and less interesting after. Onada, at least he had his otaku thing. He was fun. He's charming in that way, where he's like so spurgy that it's adorable. Kid from Haikyuu is nothing. He's just jumps, man. He just jumps real high, and he's always fucking determined. That's it. That's all there is.
Do the fighting gym.
Yeah, fighting gym.
I have been like, I think it's fairly widely, maybe not widely, but like everyone I've told this to agrees that like Shinji Ikari is autistic.
Yeah.
Like, or at least has Asperger's. I don't like. Whenever I say those two words, I kind of use them interchangeably because I can't figure out exactly what, like, how big at what point does it become autism, or, like, is that part of the spectrum, or is it a different thing? Because, like, if it's on the same spectrum, then it doesn't really matter. You just mean somewhere on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
But, like, Shinji's definitely on the spectrum. And personally, I think it's pretty fucking obvious that Hideaki Anno is.
Yeah.
You know, and I said as much in my video. Like, the way he talks about himself, and the way everyone portrays him. You've seen Blue Blazes.
Yes.
He was fucking way spurged out in that show.
Oh, in that show for sure.
Right. And like I'm pretty confident that Hideaki Anno is has some level of Asperger's, and I'm sure Shinji does as well. I think there's this show Real Life that just aired where they released the whole show at once, and like the main girl is like, I think the author might actually understand the concept of Asperger's and designed the character to be that.
There's something I saw recently that was like that, I think.
Because she was like it was too, because there's a lot of characters who are like have a lot of spurgy elements, but you don't feel like the author deliberately made them to be an Asperger's person, whereas this character was like definitely like that's what they were going for. Or the kid from fucking Outbreak Company. God, that kid is the most autistic anime character ever. The kid from Outbreak Company acts exactly like the autistic kids we went to high school with.
Oh, God.
Where he just constantly is like literally shouting anime memes.
What the fuck?
Because it's a show about a kid who's like a hardcore otaku, and he gets sent to a fantasy world, and he teaches people about like otaku culture, and he uses that to try to like bring their world together, because they have like all this racism and shit, and he's like, anime can teach people about like how to live, how to be better people, but like his attitude is like, you know how you always have the anime otaku guy who's like, who sees like a hot chick and he's like, oh, just like my arrow gaze, you know? This kid's like, you're like my arrow gaze! You're all just like, oh my god, you're exactly like, he like shouting it at people to their face, shouting things people don't understand to them, and like the characters respond to him as people would respond to an autistic person. Like, what the fuck is this kid saying? Like, help, you know? Like, it's amazing how much it's like oh god, like that kid Ramon, or do you remember him from high school? Little black kid who was like really loud and would just yell about anime all the time. He was in the Film and Animation Club a couple times.
Surf? Why the fuck did I use surf and not psychic?
He got brought up by Marcus and that girl the other day, because they mentioned him, and I was like, you know, that kid was like definitely autistic, right? And they were like, was he? I just thought he was like super weird. And I'm like, yeah, he's super weird in every single way that autism is weird. So that would probably be why. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm overstepping my bounds. I mean, I gave all that shit about to that guy for armchair psychology, even though I do it constantly. I just don't tell the people themselves.
Yes.
You know, I don't go up to people and go, you need to get checked out because you're probably autistic. But I do greatly enjoy.
You gotta get checked.
Diagnosing
every month. You gotta go to the autism clinic. You gotta get yourself checked. hanging out in the anime community, hanging out in the Brody community. You gotta get yourself checked. Hanging out with all these Brodies. You never know when you're gonna catch the spurg. You gotta use protection. You gotta use protection, kid. Get yourself checked. Going around fucking all these bronies. Oh shit, Connor, you laid with a brony. You should probably get yourself checked, dude. You fucking mixing it up with that crowd, dog.
I don't know. I think if anyone had to catch something, she would probably catch it from me.
You're gonna fucking catch the spurg, dude. That's a sexually transmitted Asperger's.
I'm trying to think, like, which one of us is spurgier. Probably on the same level. I'd say me and her with different kind.
Let's see.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That explains everything.
I mean, not like really.
I'm joking.
I don't know what that means. You never talked to her at all, so I don't know what that would mean. But I mean, do you, when you talk to me, do you think, wow, he's so spurgy?
No, I mean, you.
Well, then that's why I said
normal.
About the same as me.
Yes.
So.
I'm hitting either way.
Right. I would say she's, yeah.
Oh man.
But about different things.
How long is this episode going on,
I think
dude?
we're about, well, you're about to fight the gym leader, so
I
might
gotta
as
go
well go through the gym.
Is this still the same episode we were talking about Maddox?
No, we split it.
Oh.
That's so wrong. Oh god, we're gonna get killed one of these days.
Dude, I'm gonna get killed for fucking... This is gonna be really racist, but I'm gonna get killed It's like gonna be walking around playing Pokemon Go, and it's gonna look like I'm taking a picture of a big black dude, and he's gonna kick my ass.
Dude, I actually saw an article titled, like, Black people's lives are at risk from playing Pokemon Go the way it's meant to be played, because you have to hold it out like you're holding a fucking gun.
You have to hold it out and fucking point at people. You're walking around the mall trying to catch a Zubat, and there's people walking by, and you have to hold your fucking phone and look at them, and I'm like, oh god.
What the fuck? Why there?
What?
Wrong gym.
Oh, you're right.
Now imagine how awkward you feel doing that, and add in you're also black.
That's the thing, I'm walking around the mall, there's like these groups of black dudes, and I'm like, oh god, I'm some white boy fucking holding my phone, looking like I'm taking a picture of a group of black dudes.
I don't think you are in nearly as much danger doing that around black guys as they would be doing that around white people.
For sure.
I think that's what I'd be more concerned about.
Fucking walking around Norfolk at night, holding my phone up at people. Jesus.
People are gonna start getting killed from Pokemon Go. Like,
Pokemon Go is gonna be a problem, dude.
Immediately. This thing is gonna ruin the country.
It's the worst.
You see, there's all this violence in the streets right now, all this racial
tension. It's because we're reaching the singularity of violence in the fucking world.
And it's ridiculous. It's gonna get to a point where, like, Pokemon Go is gonna be the last straw. This is gonna be the straw.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Like everything Papa Franco said is true. Like, the game marks the end of the world. Everything is going wrong. It's Pokemon Go and then Donald Trump president. That's gonna be the one-two punch.
Oh my god!
We're
in the worst era of humankind right now. What is happening?
I don't know about all that.
This is gonna be the next mass extinction, Conrad. This is what's coming.
It's okay. I've been planning
I'm
planning to make a playlist for the Watch the World Burn playlist. It's gonna have
fucking Wacky Chan. Should I name him Wacky Chan?
I was gonna name him Babadook Man.
Oh wait, what am I talking about? You fucking one dog.
Oh, one.
One punch! Oh, I should have named him the actual character's name.
Saitama.
Saitama. Whatever. He's one dog. He's one punch dog.
Yes, as opposed to the
hit one fucking punch. I hate that you get fucking Hitmonchan and then you go do the psychic gym. Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah. Alright, that's it for this incredibly offensive episode of Digi.
Yeah, dude, we talk about Spurg Lords, we talk about black people.
Yeah. When are we gonna make fun of white people? I guess that's what the Spurg Lord
we are
white. Mostly white. Not really, actually. I actually think I've known as many black autistic people as I have white autistic people, honestly.
Yeah. Alright,
that's it. We're done.